Hi students, good evening. How was your paper? As per the information of your friends, the afternoon session is slightly difficult compared to the morning session, but however it is moderate paper, slightly difficult compared to morning session. Morning session is a bit easier. Coming to the weightage, weightages are almost the same as the morning session, almost the same. Strength of material 6 marks, that may include engineering mechanics, structural analysis 4, CPM and PERT 3 marks, RCC, steel 1 mark. Highest weightage is from Geotech as usual, 15 marks, and the next highest is environmental. In the morning session, transportation was given higher weightage. Now the environmental is given higher weightage. In the morning session, transportation was around 11 marks. Now it has come down to 8. Now environmental, previously in the morning session it was 8, now it is 10. And fluid mechanics weightage is slightly higher here, and mathematics general aptitude is fixed, mathematics slightly increased. We will discuss strength of material. So strength of material point of view, this is slightly critical question. You have temperature stresses coupled with columns. You look at this question, slightly critical question. Previously similar questions were there in ESC and GATE also previously long back, but with a little modification it has included. So prismatic steel beam is fixed at both ends and slenderness ratio is 105, effective length by radius of gyration, minimum radius of gyration is 105, quotient of thermal expansion is given. What is a differential increase of temperature at which beam buckles? So you are increasing the temperature so that the beam is buckling. It is nothing but you can say it is a column. You can use Euler's buckling equation for columns as well, beam also. Beam is a horizontal slim beam, for example. So Euler's critical load is given by pi square by L square into EI, and if you divide with the area on either side, this is stress. Here also I by A will come into the picture. I by A is R square. So R is nothing but radius of gyration. So here if you bring that I by A R square to the denominator, it may be L by R square into Young's modulus. This L by R is nothing but our slenderness ratio. So pi square by lambda square into Young's modulus will be our stress, the critical stress at which the column is buckling. So at this stress, you need to create this stress by increasing temperature, and the temperature stress, the strain is alpha delta T into Young's modulus. Strain into Young's modulus is stress due to temperature. Now you are equating on either side, simplify, cancel Young's modulus on either side, and delta T we want. So delta T will be, I am writing here, delta T is the differential increase in temperature is equal to pi square by lambda square into Young's modulus is gone. So you have this alpha coming down into the denominator, alpha coming down into the denominator. You can simplify this, pi square by lambda is 105 and 12 into 10 raised to minus 6. You can simplify, that is change in temperature. So slightly critical question, Coming to the next question, what is the deflection at Q? This is the beam given to us. What is the deflection at the point Q? Q is in the middle of this cantilever, and Young's modulus of PQ, EI value of PQ is given, and QR is infinite. EI of QR is infinite, so it is a rigid part. QR is not bending at all. Better you use conjugate beam method. If you use conjugate beam method, the bending moment diagram will be, so in this zone where UDL is there, the bending moment diagram is parabolic and then linear. So, this is the bending moment diagram, and the values of bending moment if you take is just bending moment diagram. Values I am taking directly 22.5, nothing but 5 into 3 into 3 by 2, 22.5, and here the bending moment is 67.5. And if you make the conjugate beam for this, fix becomes free, free becomes fix, and try to apply this m by EI diagram. So, you need to divide with EI. If you are dividing with infinity here, because here in this zone EI is infinity, if you divide with infinity here, m by EI diagram is gone, disappearing, and here in this case you have a dabba, nothing but this rectangle and triangle. That is it. So, the point is P here, Q here, and then R here, and the value here is 22.5 by EI, and this is 67.5 by EI. Now, if you want slope at Q of real beam is equal to, this is on real beam, nothing but slope they are asking, deflection at Q. Deflection at Q of the real beam is equal to bending moment at Q of conjugate beam. So, bending moment at Q is nothing but area of the rectangle dabba into corresponding centroidal distance, area of triangle into centroidal distance up to the point Q. So, this total width is 3 meter. So, the bending moment is equal to, for rectangular dabba, this is 22.5, I divide with EI at the end, into 3 meter into 3 by 2, this is for rectangle, for triangle half into, and this value 67.5 minus 22.5 is 45, is the height of triangle, into base is 3, the distance is 2/3 of 3. If you simplify, this becomes 236.25. Divide with EI. Substitute the value of EI, you will get the answer. Slightly lengthy question, takes time, especially for the bending moment diagram and then M by EI diagram, and then converting into the conjugate beam and finding the value of the deflection at the free end. Now, we will move to the transportation. Look at this transportation question. It is a simple straightforward question of summit curve from the geometric design chapter. Summit curve is formed by an upward gradient of 3%, upward generally will take plus, followed by a downward gradient of 5%, down is taken as minus. The height of the driver is given something differently, 2.3 meter is height of the driver, capital H, it is not as per IRC, something differently given. Height of the obstruction also something differently given, 0.35 meter. Reaction time of driver in SSD is 2.5 seconds. Quotient of longitudinal friction is given. Calculate length of summit curve in meter. So, they are asking you length of summit curve based upon the data. What you can say is they are asking you length of summit curve based upon the stopping side distance. And the deflection angle, if you take, it is algebraic difference of the gradients. It is nothing but first gradient minus of the second gradient is minus 5. So, it is 8%. And coming to the stopping side distance, nothing but Vt plus V square by 2 Gf. While calculating stopping side distance over summit curve or valley curve, we never consider gradient. Gradient is not a criteria here. So, directly we are taking lag distance plus braking distance. If you convert the speed is the speed actually missing in the question. The speed is speed of the vehicle is given as 80 kmph as per the data, and if you convert that into meter per second, it is 22.22 meter per second. And if you calculate all the values, SSD becomes 123.45. The reaction time is 2.5 seconds, and quotient of longitudinal friction 0.36, G we take 9.81, so SSD is 123.45 meter. So length of summit curve based upon the stopping side distance, we need to initially assume L more than or equal to S is equal to SSD, and this is the value. For that you remember the formula. It is a formula based question. The deflection angle into side distance square by root 2 capital H plus root 2 small h whole square. So capital H we are taking it as 2.3 meter, small h we need to take it as 0.35 meter. G is 8%, you should not substitute 8%, it is 8 by 100. And S you can take it equal to 123.45. This is our stopping side distance. If you substitute the values, I am giving you the answer directly, it is 140 meter. And you need to cross check whether assumption is correct or not. We are assuming L more than S, L value 140 meter, it is more than the side distance. Whatever is assumed, assumption is correct. So the length of the summit curve is 140 meter. It is a memory based question. If you remember the formula, you can get the answer. Capital H and small h values are differently given by the gate question setters. Look at this silly question. Super elevation is provided on highways, we will provide it on railways, we never provide it on taxiways. On taxiways, the quotient of friction, lateral friction only we will consider for the calculation of the horizontal curve radius. We never consider super elevation on the taxiway. The option B is not clear as per the data, the option D is not identified, so I am leaving it blank. It is a multiple select question, MSQ type of question. So answers are A and C. As per these options, A is correct, C is correct. Okay? So these are the questions from transportation. All the data and all the things as per the student data given to us based upon the memory. So once the actual question comes out, we will discuss it with the details.
Dear student, coming to CPM and PERT. So as we know that we expect only 1 or 2 questions from CPM and PERT. So this year also we had 2 questions, 3 marks. Okay, from your friends, like one of your friend sent only 1 question, and based upon that given data I am trying to give the solution. It is very simple question, network diagram. So 3 columns are available, activity, predecessor and duration. So activity mentioned, duration mentioned, and the predecessor mentioned, like condition. And we are supposed to find out project completion time. So minimum time required to complete the project. This question was given for 2 marks. So just let us have the question. Activity precedence or predecessor and a duration. So units are not mentioned, I am taking days. So there are 9 activities: E, F, K, L, G, C, H, D. So conditions are given. So predecessor nothing but condition or depends on. A has no condition, B starts after A, F starts after A, K after A, L after K, G after F, C after B, H after G comma L, D after C comma L, and the durations 8, 4, 4, 10, 6, 4, 4, 6, 4. The question is minimum time required to complete the project. So project completion time, minimum time required to complete the project. So how do you proceed? For project completion, we have 2 methods. We can make use of AON diagram and AOA diagram. So when shall we go for AOA diagram? If the data has only 2 columns, activity and duration, and moreover, and it is only PET network, then we may be using AOA diagram. But right now 3 columns are available, and the question is only completion time of the project. So without thinking much, directly you can make use of AON diagram. It is a very simple, and in 1 minute you can finish this. So how to draw the AON diagram? Just given data is there, no? A has no condition, so start with A. A has no condition, so A8. B begins after A, so B starts after A. It is just like aptitude type. F after A, F after A, F after A. What is the duration of F? 4. K after A, duration of K 4, 10. L after K, so after K, L can be taken. What is the duration of L? 6. G after F, G after F. What is the duration of G? 4. C after B, so duration of C 4. H after GL, so L is here, G is here, okay, no issue because we are using AON diagram, so crossing is also allowed. So directly we can take H, H6. D after CL, so CL both will give activity D. What is the duration of D? 4. So once you complete the diagram, just check it out. A has no condition, B after A, F after A, K after A, G after F, yes, right, C after B, L already over, L after K, H after GL, and D after CL. So everything is fine. Then take the paths. What are the paths in this diagram? Path and duration. The first path is AFGH. So along this path, what is the duration? 8 plus 4, 12 plus 4, 16 plus 6, 22. So duration is equal to 22 days. Next path is ABCD. 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 8 plus for 12 plus for 16 plus how much here? 12, 16, 20. Next path is AB C over AK ALH. How much here? 18, 24 plus 6, 30. Next path is AKLD. AKLD. Along this path 18 plus 6, 24 plus 4, 28. There are 4 paths. After having paths, identify the longest path. Maximum duration path is AKLH. You can highlight with a double line AKLH, and this is critical path. So critical path. As you know that minimum time required to complete the project is equal to critical path duration. What is the answer here? 30. So 30 is the answer. So don't use AOA diagram. So AOA diagram if we use, dummy activities required. That is really a time consuming and lengthy because our interest only project completion time. What is the answer here? 30. So we have one more question, but we could not able to receive that. So students are mentioning that there are 2 questions for 3 marks. Okay. So with this I can conclude CPM and PET. So the next Mallikarjun sir will take care about the next subject.
Right. Now we'll see structure analysis and design of steel structure. So only 2 questions, one question from ILD, another question from plastic theory chapter. Okay. So this is the first question from ILD. Determine the maximum moment that can be developed at point B, beam shown in the figure, due to a concentrated load 10 kilonewton load moving from one end to another end. Okay. So to find the maximum bending moment at the fixed support, first we have to draw ILD for bending moment at the fixed support. So to draw, and the given diagram is determinate structure. If you find the ds, you will get equals to 0. It is statically determinate structure. Then the variation of ILD for statically determinate structure, always it is linear. Okay. So first we will draw ILD for bending moment at the fixed support. So to draw ILD for bending moment at the fixed support, assume imaginary hinge at the fixed support. It means we are releasing movement at the fixed support. Okay. So we'll get the, so this is the ILD for bending moment at the fixed support, that is at P. Okay. So here the slope is always 1. Okay. Then next we have to find this ordinate. Okay. So below the reference line is negative, then above is positive. First we have to find this ordinate. So this ordinate value is 15. Okay. And this is 10 meter 15, this is 5 meter, right? Then this ordinate value is 7.5 meter. So where to place the load 10 kilonewton? Where ordinate is maximum, there we have to place the load, right? So in this ILD, ordinate is maximum at point Q, then place the load 10 kilonewton at point Q only. So how to find the maximum bending moment at the fixed support? So just load into ordinate of ILD under the load. So load is given 10. This is the negative ordinate, right? Then minus, what is the ordinate under the load? It is 15. So this is minus 150 kilonewton meter. So this is the first question. Okay. Now we'll see the second question from plastic theory chapter. So this is the given diagram. He is asking to find the shape factor. So in the question, elastic section modulus is given. Okay. So what is the formula to find the shape factor? So shape factor equals to plastic sectional modulus by elastic sectional modulus. So elastic section modulus directly given in the question. So only thing is first we have to find the plastic sectional modulus. So to find the plastic sectional modulus, first we have to locate the plastic neutral axis. I told plastic neutral axis always divides the total area into two equal parts. Okay. Now make it two parts. So this is the part 1 and this is the part 2. Okay. So this is 12 centimeter. Okay. So this area is part 1, this is the 36 and this also 36. It means this is the position of plastic neutral axis. Okay. Then this is the area under compression, this is the area under tension. So locate the centroid under compression, this is y bar c, and locate the centroid under tension, this is y bar t. So what is the y bar c value here? So this is a 12, right? Then this is 6 centimeter, then this is 3 by 2, then this is 1.5 centimeter. So what is the formula to find the plastic section modulus? This is a by 2 into y bar c plus y bar t. Okay. So total area divided by 2. So what is the total area? So this is 36 and this is 36, right? Okay. Then this is a total area, this is 36 and y bar c value we got here 6 centimeter and y bar t 1.5. Then this you will get 270 centimeter cube. Then shape factor equals to 270 divided by what is the elastic section modulus? 150.92. Then if you solve this, you will get 1.789. So this is the answer. Okay. So only 2 questions. So next faculty will come.
Hello students, let us continue with environmental part. The questions are quite easy. Compared to morning session, I felt afternoon session is bit easier. So you can see the very first 1 mark question, very easy. Which of the following is not a product of anaerobic decomposition? I hope you people remember the sequence of anaerobic decomposition. First, food is converted to acid and this acid will be converted into methane. Right, I hope you people remember it. So this is something which we have discussed plenty of times in the classroom. So obviously in anaerobic decomposition, you know the end product will be methane as well as carbon dioxide. If you can recollect, if there is any organic matter which is undergoing anaerobic decomposition, 60 to 65% we have written in classroom that it will be methane and approximately 30% will be carbon dioxide and rest 5% will be H2S when I am talking about organic matter. But here there is a twist, he was talking only about glucose and we know very well, we have solved so many times, glucose is C6H12O6, so many times we have used. In this there is no sulfur at all. If there is no sulfur, how can you get H2S, Baba? I hope you are understanding, right? So as there is no sulfur in this organic compound, so H2S आएगा ही नहीं है. So this answer, this will be the right answer because it will not be coming. And one more thing, H2O. H2O is not the end product. Here he was asking regarding the product. Yes, of course, for anaerobic decomposition, you need water. First step is hydrolysis. So water required hai. But end product will not be water. It will be just CH4, CO2 and you will be getting hydrogen gas. I hope you understood the concept. So the right answer for this question will be option C and option D. Now let us move on to the next question. This question for 2 marks, probably one of the easiest questions you can get from solid waste management. I am pretty much sure everyone watching this would be getting 2 marks from this question because this is the similar question which we have solved in the class also. In this, the organic matter is given C240, O200, H180, N5. So one of the student has commented question regarding N5 and another student has said N2. So I am not sure. Okay, let us say the correct question is N5 only. So this is the organic compound. So what you are doing? You are burning it. During burning it, obviously carbon will become into some carbon dioxide, H will be converted into some H2O, nitrogen will be converted into some ammonia, and sulfur will be converted to what? Sulfur dioxide. We know this very well. We have solved so many questions regarding it. And you need not even see this because you already know these values. So Baba, direct question hai. First let us write down that organic matter, that is C240, O200, H180, N5S. Find out molecular weight. Once you get molecular weight, your answer will be on the screen. So just write down the molecular weight. So we have 240 carbon, which is 12, and we have 200 oxygen, which is 16. We have 180 hydrogen, which is 1. We have 5 nitrogen, which is 14, and sulfur, you know very well, it is 32. Just add it. You will be getting somewhere around. Use your calculator, add it. You are getting somewhere around 6362 gram. So out of this 6362 gram, we have only one sulfur, Baba. Let us try to understand. Out of this 6362 gram, I have only one sulfur, S1, that is 32 gram. I hope you are understanding. This much weight has only 32 gram of sulfur. How much will 1 kg contain? Let us try to understand. 1 kg is 1000 gram. So 1000 gram will contain 32 divided by 6362 into 1000. Simple calculation. So you will be getting approximately 5 grams. So please try to understand, this much weight of organic compound has 32 gram sulfur and 1 kg organic mass will be having 5 gram sulfur. So now we want SO2 emission, not sulfur emission. And it is very evident that sulfur, when you are burning, it will convert to what? SO2. Everyone knows this. Solved many questions in the class, similar format. So molecular weight, or you can say atomic weight, 32, oxygen is another 32, and you will be getting 64 parts. So 1 part sulfur on reaction will give you 2 parts. 32 is giving 64, 1 part will give 2. So Baba, please try to understand, if I am having 5 grams sulfur, how many grams of SO2 you will be getting? 2 into 5, which is approximately 10 grams. I hope you are understanding. So the answer is, there will be 10 gram sulfur dioxide coming out per kg of organic matter. So very easy question, and you can easily score 2 marks from this question. Now let us move to the next part. Another question, very easy, circular sedimentation tank. So let us see this question once. So he is saying he has a circular sedimentation tank, and we know very well how a circular sedimentation tank looks like. Something like this. And I have stressed, especially in classroom so many times, that the volume will include this cylindrical part as well as this conical part at the bottom. So volume क्या बन जाएगा? So if you recollect, the formula was d square into 0.785 h plus 0.011 d. I hope you people remember it. It is nothing but pi d square into h plus this conical part wala volume, right? So now Baba, here he is asking what is the value of this h. That is the question. How to get it? Very easy. He has given us surface overflow rate, right? So you know surface overflow rate denoted by V naught. What is the formula? Q by AS. So we will get area from here, right? Discharge is already given to you. Q value is given. So you can easily get what is the area, because V naught value is 40,000. Once you get it, volume you know, discharge area you know. Can't you find out height? Very easily you can. So Baba, let us solve this question. So I know V naught is equals to Q by AS. So AS, surface area, will be pi by 4 into d square. So I can write it as 10 MLD. MLD means 10 to the power of 6 liter per day. divided by AS, which is pi by 4 d square. So Baba, I can write pi by 4 d square is equals to 10 into 10 to the power of 6 liter per day. And what is the V naught value given? 40,000 liter per meter square per day. Can I cancel anything here? Yes, of course, liter, day. So meter square will go up and you will be getting approximately 250. So the area, the surface area is 250 meter square. So what will be the diameter? Very easy. Diameter will be under root 250 into 4 by pi. Just solve it. Use your calculator. You will be getting your answer somewhere around 17.84 or 85 meters. So you got your diameter. So what I can do, I can substitute it in this formula and get my answer. But for this, I have to know the volume. Volume kahan se aayega? Very easy, you know very well that volume units will be meter cube, right? All you have to do is discharge, which is meter cube per second, just let us say, multiply the detention time, second cancel, you will be getting your meter cube. Simple dimension analysis. So Baba, the volume will be Q given 10 MLD. So I can write 10 into 10 to the power of 3 because I know MLD is 10 to the power of 3 meter cube per day into detention time. How much detention time given in the question? 2 hours. So let me write it 2 hours. Day into hour, I know it is 24 hour, cancel the units. Just simple multiplication and you will be getting your volume somewhere around 833.33 meter cube. Now you know the volume, you know the diameter. Let's find out the height. V is equals to d square 0.785 h plus 0.011 d. So volume is 833.33 and diameter it is 17.85 if I am not wrong. So square here also 17.85. Simple substitution, you substitute, you will be getting your height somewhere around 3 meters. Okay, so approximately 3.075 meters. So like this you will be getting 2 more marks. Let us see one more question. This is from air pollution. You can match it very easily because you know very well to remove particulate matter we use device like cyclonic separator. Already we have studied this, na? Gravitational chamber, cyclonic separator, right? Bag filter, and you can directly take this. And then coming to CO, I told you how to remove this CO once. CO is quite dangerous, right? It is the most toxic air pollutant we know. So CO is because of incomplete combustion. So how to remove it? By flaring it, by burning it, right? So directly you can match this, and remember SO2 can be removed by lime scrubbing, and just by name you can go with this option, which is also the correct. So this will be the right match the following. So far I got only 4 questions from the students. If you know any other question which I have missed, please let me know. We will also solve it on the board. So that's it for now. The next faculty will be continuing. Thank you.
Dear friends, first question on hydrology. 8-hour storm has cumulative rainfall depths 0.5, 1.5, 3.1, 5.5, 7.3, 8.9, 10.2, 11. So let us take the time. 0.2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Cumulative rainfall depth is given. That is not necessary for us. Intensity of rainfall is precipitation by time, because 1 hour time interval, individual depths of rainfall will become intensity of rainfall. First hour 0.5, second hour difference of these two, third hour 3.1 minus 1.5, fourth hour 5.5 minus 3.1, fourth hour 1.8, sixth hour 1.6, seventh hour 1.3, eighth hour 0.8. I have taken the subtraction of the cumulative rainfall depths so that I will be able to get the depths of rainfall received in every 1 hour, first hour to 8th hour. These are the values of I am taking directly. What is the formula for a W index? We know pretty well, without calculation of W index, we cannot get phi index. Total rainfall minus total runoff minus initial losses divided by total time of rainfall. Total precipitation is obviously 11. I need not add up all these things foolishly. Minus runoff is given 6 centimeters. 6 centimeters. Initial losses are not given, taken as 0 by 8 hours. 5 divided by 8. 1 by 8 is 0.125 into 5. 0.625 centimeter per hour. You know pretty well, each and every I value must be compared with the W index. If I is more than W, it will produce runoff. Such a rainfall is called effective rainfall. First 1 hour, no. Second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth. Remaining 7 hours, the values of I will be more than W index. All of them are able to produce runoff. So all of them, if you add up, you will get effective rainfall. Silly to add, total value 11, first 1 hour 0.5. So effective rainfall you can calculate. Formula for phi index, PE minus R divided by TE. Out of 11.5 is gone 10.5. Runoff is 6. Out of 8 hours, only first hour, I value is less than W index by 7. 4.5 divided by 7. 0.6, 42, 30, 48, 3. Dear friends, for the given 2 marks question in engineering hydrology, phi index will be 0.643 centimeter per hour. Check the procedure. Calculate the independent rainfalls in every 1 hour. Get the value of W index, P minus R minus delta E by TR. Compare each I value with W. Wherever there is effective rainfall, that is I value more than W, take them as effective rainfall. Get phi index. Standard model, and answer is 0.643. Let us go to the next question. A 2 meter is a question in open channel flow. Hydrology only one question received. A 2 meter wide rectangular channel is carrying a flow at a rate of 30 cubic, laid with a slope of 1 by 300. What is the critical depth of the flow? It is the rectangular channel. YC is equal to alpha into Q square by G. This is small q whole power 1 by 3. Alpha is 1.1. Discharge is 30, bed width is 2 meter. Small q will be 30 by 2. Small q will be 30 by 2, 15. 15 square by 9.81 whole power 1 by 3. You can simplify, approximately we will get around 1.36 meters. So very simple problem, straight away. Don't take up any longer procedure. It's a wide rectangular channel, YC formula is direct formula. If energy correction factor is not given, take it as 1. One more question is given in open channel flow. It is on the canal transition. Some students have sent that it is the maximum contracted width. Some other people said minimum width. Both are correct. When the contraction is maximum, obviously width will be minimum. So we don't know what is the exact way they have given. Let us see the plan. Here the bed width is 4 meters, sir. Discharge is 2 meter cube per second. Depth of the flow 0.1 meters. Has asked what is the minimum bed width. It is a problem in channel transition. Specific energy remains constant because maximum contracted bed width means it is a critical section. E1 is equal to EC. It is a rectangular channel. EC will be 3 by 2 YC. E1 formula Y1 plus V1 square by 2G, that is equal 3 by 2 YC. What is Y1? 0.4 meters. V is the velocity. Discharge by area. Discharge is 2. Area is bed width into depth, that is 1.6. It is 5 by 4, that is 1.25. 1.25 whole square. Approximately 20 is equal 3 by 2 YC. आपको YC आएगा once I get YC, YC is equal to formula for Q is equal Q square by G is equal whole to the power of 1 by 3 is equal to YC. Q square by G is equal to YC cube. Q square is equal to G into YC cube. You will get Q. Once you get the formula for Q, capital Q divided by B minimum multiply with YC. I know Q, I know capital Q, I know YC. B minimum can be calculated. That is coming around 1.4 meters. Only this is a little bit lengthy. You have to apply the principle of channel transition. Energy at the first section is equal to energy at the contracted section. There the flow is critical. Specific energy remains constant. E1 is equal to EC. In a rectangular channel, EC is equal to 3 by 2 YC. Please check the procedure. From there you will get the value of YC. एक बार YC आ गया तो from YC you will get unit discharge because this is maximum. Then automatically you will get B minimum, calculate B minimum value. So far these are the 3 questions available for us, and if we get other questions we will come back and to give the solutions. Next faculty will continue the session.
Let us take one question that has come from mechanics. The question says, a simply supported beam of length 2L and flexural rigidity EI is loaded as shown. Find the natural angular frequency of the system. Now you see, you are having a spring over here and a simply supported beam. Over here the loading is given. First of all, we have to understand what kind of equivalent system is it. Is it in case of series or in parallel? You observe over here when the deflection takes place, the deflection of the beam and the spring, both of them are going to be same, which implies this over here right now is in parallel connection. In the case of parallel connection, we know that the value of K equivalent has to be equal to summation of K. That means in this particular case, it is a K of spring plus K of beam. K of spring plus K of beam. The K of spring is given as K itself. Now how do we get the value of beam? You should know from your strength of materials concept that in the case of simply supported beam, the value of deflection is equal to, if it is point loaded at the center, it is supposed to be equal to PL cube. Be careful, in this case the length is 2L by 48 EI. From here I can say the value of K is supposed to be equal to P upon delta, which is equal to how much? It is equal to 48 EI divided by 2L whole cube, which becomes 6 EI upon L cube. Now we have got this particular value, that means K equivalent over here is equal to K plus this value. If I take L cube as my LCM of the denominator, I am going to get K into L cube plus 6 EI whole divided by L cube. Now that I have got this particular value, we know that the value of omega n is equal to root over of K upon M. This will be equal to, now K equivalent is this much, and M over here, it becomes equal to KL cube plus 6 EI upon ML cube. This would be the value. I am assuming that this particular question was having some options. Now I did not get the other options. So whatever options were there, you should have a search for this particular answer. And once you get this, you would get 2 marks from here. And this was the only question I have got from mechanics. My friend will continue the session. Thank you.
Okay, so welcome back guys. So now we'll be talking about geotechnical engineering here. As usual, GT carried the highest weightage this time also, just like morning session. Okay, we have got some questions, we'll just try and go through that very quickly. Which of the following saturated fine grained soils, okay, so sandy soils, fine grained soils they are saying, can attain a negative, okay, negative, see, negative Skempton's pore pressure coefficient. Okay, so here the answer is overly consolidated soil. Okay, right, OCC we can say, overly consolidated clays we can say. So Skempton is a question that they asked in the morning session also. Okay, it was a numerical. Right now they are asking a theoretical question based on that. So the area is the same. Next, a homogeneous earth dam has a maximum water head difference at 15 meter upstream and downstream side. So the head loss is roughly around 15 meter. Right, sides of a flow net was drawn with a number of potential as 10 meter. This is actually wrong. Potential drops, okay, as 10, not 10 meter. But potential drops, number of drops that we counted is 10. and the average length of that drop element is 3 meter. Specific gravity of the soil is 2.65, factor of safety against piping it is 2. What is the void ratio of the soil? So they are asking you for the void ratio here. Now please remember, when it comes to our critical gradient and all, when it comes to piping, factor of safety, critical gradient and all, we know that IC is equal to what? It is equal to G minus 1 divided by 1 plus C. Okay. So if you know this IC value, if you know the IC value, you can get the E value. But how to get IC value? From the factor of safety. Because we know that factor of safety is equal to what? IC by I. Factor of safety is nothing but IC by I. So factor of safety is given to you. Critical gradient we want this IC value. Do I have the I value? They have not given directly, but we know how to calculate I value. It is nothing but delta H divided by delta L. Okay. So that is nothing but the head loss divided by the total length that which head loss happened. Tell me what is the total head loss they have mentioned? It is 15 meter. Right. And what is the L value? That is the tricky part here. So they are saying that there were 10 drops, right, and each drop length was 3 meter. That element length is 3 meter. So what is the total number of total length that you will get? It is nothing but 10 into 3. Okay. So the total length will be 10 into the length of each element, that is equal to 3 meter. So if you solve this, you will get it as 15 by 30, that is nothing but equal to 0.5. So if you have this value, right, can you find out this particular value here? Yes. Okay. So factor of safety is given as 2. 2 is equal to IC by 0.5. So from this, what is the value of IC? IC will be equal to 1. Right. You know IC value. Substitute IC value here. So 1 is equal to 2 point, how much? What is the specific gravity going to be as? 2.65 minus 1 divided by 1 plus E. Solving this, what is the 1 plus E value? 1 plus E will go here. 1 plus E is equal to 2.65 minus 1. Minus 1 will come, so 2 will come, so 0.65. 2.65 minus 2, you will get it as 0.65. That's it. So these are the equations that you need to remember for critical gradient. What is factor of safety? How to find out the I value. That's it. A drained triaxial test was conducted on a saturated sand specimen. So please remember sand specimen, so cohesion is not there. Using a stress path triaxial test system. The specimen failed when the axial stress reached a value of 100 kilonewton per meter square from an initial confining pressure of 300 kilonewton per meter square. So we are initially giving the cell pressure as 300, then when you increased by about 100 kilonewton per meter square, it failed. What is the angle of shearing plane with respect to the horizontal? Sigma F value. See, they asked the same question in the morning session also. Right, so again the area is nothing but the same. Right, now we know that, right, what is this value of sigma 3? Sigma 3 here will be nothing but 300 kilonewton per meter square. So no, yes. Sigma 1 will be what? Additional, right, deviation pressure will come. So it is 300 plus 100, 400 kilonewton per meter square will come. Right. Now they are asking you for the sigma F value. Directly we can write the relation. Okay. We know the relation as sigma 1 will be equal to sigma 3 into tan square alpha F plus 2C tan alpha F. Correct now? Yes. But we need to forget about this value because cohesion is not there. Okay. So this is the relation. So this will be 400 is equal to 300 into tan square alpha F. Okay. 100 goes. So what is the value of alpha F? Alpha F will be equal to, right, tan inverse of under root of 4 by 3. Right. What is the answer you will get? I think you will get the answer as 49.105 degrees. This is the easiest way of solving the answer. Okay. Don't go for any other relations. Okay. Right. 1 plus sin phi by 1 minus sin phi into sigma 3 equal to sigma 1. No need for that lengthy calculation. This will be the easy calculation for us. Okay. Right. Next up. The porosity of sand deposit is 50%. So porosity we can take it as 0.5. The maximum dry density 1.86 gram per cc, minimum dry density 1.36 gram per cc, right? Specific gravity is 2.7, relative density of the soil deposit is dash. So they are asking you for relative density. Okay. So how do you calculate relative density? 1 minus gamma d minimum, okay, minus 1 minus gamma d of the soil specimen divided by 1 minus gamma d minimum, right, minus 1 minus gamma d max possible for the soil specimen. So you see here gamma d minimum, maximum is given. Okay, this is gamma d max. This is gamma d minimum. So what we don't know is what is the gamma d of the soil. For the given soil, what is the gamma d? Based on this gamma d calculation also, morning we had one question. So it is again from the same area only. So this is nothing but G into gamma W divided by, right, 1 plus E. Okay, right. So gamma W value here we'll take it as 1 gram per cc, because you see here they are giving in gram per cc. So gamma W value is 1, G value is 2.67. Do I know the value of E? No. Directly I don't know the value of E, but porosity is given. Porosity is given as 0.5, then void ratio will be what? N divided by 1 minus N. So that is 0.5 divided by 1 minus 0.5, 0.5 by 0.5, you will get it as 1. So then what is the value of gamma D is equal to 2.7 into 1 gram per cc divided by 1 plus, 1 plus 1. If you solve this, yeah, I'm getting 1.35 gram per cc. 1.35 gram per cc. Okay. So we know this value, so substitute it here. So direct substitution, I think you can do that. Finally, you'll get the answer as 13. So if you solve like this, you will get it as 0.13666. As a percentage, if you want to write, it will be 30.666 or 13.67 percentage. Okay. Into 100 you do, you will get it as the percentage. Okay. Right. Right. Next, you see this, a pile of 10 meter diameter, a pile with 10 meter with, okay, so this is length, okay, this is length, pile of length 10 meter with 0.7 meter diameter embedded in saturated pure clay deposit having coefficient C value equal to 50 kilonewton per meter square. Addition factor alpha is given to us 0.5. The net ultimate uplift pull out capacity of the pile is dash. Okay. So you see, right, what they are saying is, let us assume that that particular pile is fully embedded, obviously. Okay, it is fully embedded. Right, they are asking you for this pull out capacity. They are asking you for the pull out capacity. So tell me, what are the things that will act against this pull out? The things that will act against the pull out is, number 1, the weight of the pile, and number 2 is the skin friction. Number 2 is the skin friction. These are the two things that is going to act against me. Diameter of the pile is given to me as 0.7 meter. Total depth of the pile is embedded is 10 meter. Okay. So the pull out capacity of the soil is, okay, skin friction, right, the skin friction plus the weight of the pile. Okay. Now how to calculate the skin friction? We know that the coefficient for the soil is what? 50 kilonewton per meter square, and the factor for coefficient is what? 0.5. So multiply these two, you will get the factor of force that is resisting. Okay, the coefficient factor multiplied into 0.5, just like friction, right? If the normal force is F, coefficient of friction is F, what will be the frictional force developed? To calculate the frictional force developed, we can take that factor of force that will be acting against this. Okay, coefficient of friction into normal force. Just like that, coefficient into this parameter will give you the force, multiplied with the total surface area will give me the total skin friction developed. So I can write like this, alpha into C, that is the coefficient of, or the component of coefficient that will be resisting, multiplied with the surface area, right, the circumferential area plus weight. What is the weight of the soil, weight of the pile? If this is made up of concrete, we can take a unit weight of concrete multiplied with the volume of the pile. So here we will get it as 0.5 into 50 kilonewton per meter square into area. What will be the area? Pi into d, that is the circumference, into length. So that will be the area. Plus unit weight of concrete, we can take it as 24 kilonewton per meter cube. Pi by 4 into diameter the whole square, that is 0.7 the whole square into total length is 10. So if you do that, what is the skin friction amount coming? If you calculate it, I think the skin friction you will get it as 549.77, right, plus, and the weight of the pile, if you calculate, you will get it as 92.36. So by adding these two, we will be getting around 642.13 kilonewton. So it is just like a previous year question that we had from Geotech, I think back in 2019 or something. Okay, so that should be the answer there. Okay, right. Next, we'll talk about questions from surveying here. Okay, so we got around 5 questions. Total weightage was around 8 marks, but 5 questions we got. Look at this. The reduced level of R from the following observation is dash. So there is point P, backside reading is negative staff reading, which means inverted staff reading. Point Q is having both backside and foresight, which means it has to be a change point. Okay, it has to be a change point CP. And the foresight reading is taken in R, that means that is the last point. How do you find the reduced level of the point Q? Okay, just apply arithmetic check. Just apply arithmetic check. Okay, the height of the instrument method, or you don't have to go with the rise and fall method. No diagrams are required. Just apply the arithmetic check, right? So what is the arithmetic check? summation of all back sides minus summation of all four sides is equal to last RL. So in this case, RL of Q minus first RL, that is 200. Please remember this has to be in meter only. Okay, that's it. So if you solve this, what is the sigma BS? I'll get negative shaft reading of minus 2.05, right, plus 1.05. So minus 2 plus 1, that will be minus 1, right, that is sigma BS, minus sigma FS is what? 0.95 minus 1.655, right, is equal to RL of Q minus 200, right. If you solve this, what is the RL of Q you are going to get? Let me see the RL of Q. Yeah, I'm getting it as 199 point, how much? 705. Right, 199.705. Just apply arithmetic check. That's it. Okay. Right. Next step. The flying height of an aircraft was 3000 meters above the sea level, capital H. For the scale of plotting of 1:13,000, that is scalar of the photograph, calculate the focal length of the camera. So they want the F value if the ground elevation small h is equal to 1050. Basic question. Okay. If you have at least tried one previous year question from photogrammetry, you should be able to solve this. So we will go with the elevation scale only. The elevation scale is given as 1:13,000. 1:30,000 is equal to focal length of the camera I need to find out divided by flying height is 3000 minus 1050. Please remember this is in meter. So the focal length also you will get it in meter because it is a ratio. If you solve this, I will get the value of F as 0.150 meter. If you want the answer in millimeter, multiply that in 1000, we will get the answer in 150 millimeters. That's it, or 15 centimeters. Okay. So it's a very basic straightforward question from our photogrammetry. Right. Next step, calculate the length of RP. Okay. They have given us some data here. PQ having a bearing of 30 degree, length 4 meter. Next line QR is having a length of 4 meter with a bearing of 90 degree. RP is having a bearing of 240 degree, but the length is not given, so missing length is there. So is this question from omitted measurement? Yes. So as we have discussed, whenever we get a question from omitted measurement, right, slightly drawing figures will be better rather than calculating the latitude and the departures directly. Let us draw some figures. Okay, right. So yeah. So the first point is P. Okay. What is the bearing of the line PQ? Bearing of the line is PQ is 30 degree. Okay. So this is my first line PQ with a bearing of 30 degree. Okay. Next line is what? Having a bearing of 90 degree. So it should come like this. This is 90 degree bearing. This is also 4 meter. And this is my point R. Okay. And RP is having a bearing of 240 degrees. So this angle is equal to 240 degrees. They are asking you for this length of the line RP. Okay. This bearing is given to you as 30 degrees. Correct? Huh? Yeah. That bearing is given to you as 30 degrees. So this is 30 degrees. Right. This is 90. This is point Q. Okay. Now, right, we are basically having a triangle. Okay. Do you know this side? Yes, 4 meter. Do you know this side? 4 meter. So if these two are 4 meter, clearly this is an isosceles triangle. Right. Now tell me, right, they are saying that this is exactly 90 degree and from here 240 degrees mentioned. Okay. So what will be this angle? This angle will be 270 minus 240, that will be equal to 30 degree. Okay. 90, 180, 0, 90, 180, 270. This is 240 degrees, so we can take like this. Okay. This bearing is 90 degree, that's why we are taking like this. Since it is an isosceles triangle, if these two sides are equal, these two base angles also has to be equal, 30 degree. So now look at this. What do you have? You have a triangle. In this triangle, what do you know? Do you know more angles or you know more sides? Tell me, if this is 30, this is 30, the sum is 60, what will be this? This will be 120 degree. So you know more angles than side. Then sine rule will give you the answer. Okay. So apply sine rule. Again write PR or RP divided by sine 120 degree should have the same ratio as 4 meter divided by sine 30 degrees. Okay. So this length by sine of this angle is equal to this length divided by sine of this angle, or the other way also. So from this, what is the value of PR you are going to get? Let me see. We are going to get it as 6.928 meters. 6.928 meters. Okay. So more angles no, so you go with sine rule. If you know more sides, you can go with cosine rule. Okay. Right. That's it. Now next step. Right. Match list 1 with the list 2. Select the correct answers using the codes given below. Bubble tube, plumb bob, tangent screw, stadia crosshair, tachyometry, crosshair, okay, HAIR, tachyometry, minor movements, centering and leveling. Okay. So, right, bubble tube is used for what? Tachyometry? Not really. Minor movements? Not really. Centering? Not really. Leveling? Yes, it is correct. When the bubble is centered, the instrument is leveled. So, 1D, 1 is D. Okay. Next, plumb bob is used for what? I think everybody knows this. Plumb bob is used for centering. That will be very easy. So, 2 option is C. Okay. Tangent screws are used for minor adjustments in case of our theodolite. Okay. So, tangent screws are used for minor adjustments after clamping both the clamp screws. Okay. Previous year IS question. Stadia crosses are used in tachyometry only. So, 4th option is matching with option A. That's it. Okay. So, these are the correct answers. If you know at least 2 or 3 of them, mostly elimination approach will work out for you. Okay. So, that was the question from our tachyometry. Sorry, this is overall surveying they are covering from this. One last question that we got is from our errors and adjustment. We already discussed that, it's a very important topic. Okay. So, they are asking you for the most probable value MPV, okay, from the following observations. So, we have observed an angle 4 times. This is the first observation, second observation, third and fourth observation. What is the most probable value of this observation? We know that it is nothing but the weighted arithmetic mean. Nothing but the weighted arithmetic mean. So, 30. Okay. So, rather than writing like that, okay, I will write like this. Okay. The weighted arithmetic mean will be angle L1 plus angle L2 plus L3 plus angle L4 divided by 4. Right. Now, if you see, most of the angles are very close to 30 only. Okay. So, 30 degree 30. So, this is more than 30 by how much? 20 minutes, sorry 20 seconds. This is more than 30 by how much? 1 minute and 20 seconds. This is less than 30 degree 30 minutes by how much? This is less than 30 degree 30 minutes by how much? 20 seconds. Okay. So, minus. Okay. So, if you take all of them are close to 30 degree 30. So, we can take like this. This 20 will get cancelled. You are only left with what? 1 degree, 1 minute and 20 seconds. So, 1 minute 20 seconds divided by 4 plus 30 degrees and 30 minutes. So, 1 minute means what? 60 seconds. 60 seconds plus 20 means what? 80 seconds. 80 plus 4 is what? 20 seconds. So, 30 degree, 30 minutes, 20 seconds should be your answer. Okay, that's it. Now, some of you are always worried, sir, how will I put degree, minute and second in your gate calci and solve? You don't have to do it. You just need your manual calculation only. Okay. So, these are the questions that we discussed. So, regular pattern only followed in surveying. They have asked from errors and adjustment. They asked from photogrammetry. They asked from even our leveling chapter also. That's it, guys. So, next our Somu sir will come discussing RCC. Thank you.
Dear students, from RCC there are 3 questions given. Maybe this question will be considered under GT also, but I have taken under RCC, right? Nothing wrong. The question is the soil pressure distribution below a footing is. Here the soil pressure given exactly under the column, the soil pressure is minimum, but towards the edges it increases. My dear, this type of soil pressure is possible for a rigid footing rigid footing, resting on cohesive soil. Here given options, rigid footing on cohesionless soil, rigid footing on cohesive soil, like that given. First of all, you need to eliminate these two, and let us see there are two options, and cohesive soil, because under the column load the resistance will be less. As the resistance of soil is less, obviously the pressure distribution also less because of less stiffness. Option B is correct. Moving to the next question. Structural design method that does not take into account safety factor for loads. My dear, in working stress method, the safety factors taken only for materials, not for loads. So option A is correct. Coming to the next question. A RC column of size B by D subjected to combined axial compressive force and bending moment. The depth of neutral axis is 1.1 D. The maximum strain in concrete at a highly compressed edge is dash. My dear, this is column, its size is B by D. Consider it is least compressed edge, consider it is highly compressed edge. These are the steel bars. Okay. Coming to the strain diagram, when column subjected to combined axial compression and bending moment. At this point the strain, consider it is epsilon m. At this point the strain will be epsilon c maximum. This value is 0.0035 minus 0.75 times epsilon m. Okay. Just take it, the depth of neutral axis is given 1.1 D. My dear, if you extend this, here you will get the neutral axis. Here you will get neutral axis. From here to here, you will get depth of neutral axis xu is equals to 1.1 times D. You need to find epsilon m. In order to get the maximum strain, you need epsilon m. This epsilon m you can get it from the similar triangle property. My dear, from here to here D, total is 1.1 D. So this depth let us consider y. This depth let us consider y. Now find out here from similar triangle property, it is y upon this distance 1.1 D equal to, for y distance the strain will be epsilon m and the maximum strain will be epsilon c max. Y value, my dear, y value here total is 1.1 D, but up to this level it is D na, so it is 0.1 D, 0.1 D. Let us simplify, you will get epsilon m in terms of epsilon c max, then simplify it, you will get the maximum strain. Okay, right. These are the three questions, my dear, we got from students. Okay, if any questions will be given, definitely we will provide the solutions. Okay, thank you. Next, our beloved faculty, aptitude, Rajesh sir will continue the session. Thank you.
Hi friends, from the aptitude we are getting only 3 questions from the students. Okay, if we are getting more, we are giving the perfect answers to you also and completely based on the memory. Okay, my dear friends. Now observe the one of the question. What is the value of sum of the first 20 positive consecutive odd numbers divided by square of 20? Sum of the n consecutive odd numbers. Sum of the n consecutive odd numbers is n square. Okay. So divided by 20. Square of 20. So first 20 numbers means 20 square upon 20 square. Cancel. So answer is 1. One more question. Next, statement and syllogism. Okay, syllogism concept. Number of times we discussed in the classroom, online, offline, any mode also. Very, very important, very easy concept also. Easily are getting the mark from this question. All heroes are winners. All heroes, each and every hero involved in a winner. All winners are lucky people. All winners, lucky people. Okay, this is the diagram we are getting. Okay, from these two statements. What is the conclusion, inference? All lucky people are heroes. All lucky people, not heroes. Some of the lucky only heroes. Okay, so first one clearly wrong. Some lucky people are heroes. Some lucky people are heroes. Right answer. Some winners are heroes. Are you getting the point? Second and third one is the right answer. And next, two more question. In a school, the ratio between girls and boys in the 8th class and ratio between boys and girls in 9th class is same. Okay, in 8th standard and 9th standard. In 8th standard, 9th standard. Girls and boys. His ratio is equal to the boys and girls. Okay, the number of students in the class 8 is 450. 8th class students total 450. 9th class students 360. 9th class students 360. And also girls in the both classes are same. So G and G same. Boys different. So B1 here B2 I can assume. Find number of girls in the class 9, maybe class 8. Because girls are same, so you can simplify anywhere also. So from this equation, boys, girls same. Boys means 450 minus girls is equal to here boys 360 minus girls upon G. You can simplify this equation, my dear friends. You are getting the girls 200 is the answer. Okay, this is one method. Suppose if we are assuming the same question is repeated in our examination, this calculation no need actually. Already ratio is same, they given options also. You can use optional method, you are getting the answer 200, my dear friends. Use optional method, you are getting the answer. Okay, we are getting these 3 questions from our students. Okay, in case if you are getting more questions in future, we are giving the perfect answers to each and every question also. Okay, next, our next faculty, mathematics sir, Ravindra sir will continue the session. Thank you.
I'm going to start the questions on mathematics subject, which were given in the afternoon session in the civil gate examination. Now let us start with the first question. It is a question from the linear algebra topic, direct statement question. Consider the following statements. We are given two statements. The transpose of sum of the two matrices equal to transpose of A plus transpose of B. Transpose of product of two matrices equal to A power T, B power T only. We check whether these two statements correct or not. Directly from the properties of the transpose of the matrices, we can see that whether it is correct or not only. Now the properties are like this. P plus Q, sum of the two matrices power T equal to P transpose plus Q transpose. Right? So from this property, we can say this is the correct statement, true statement. Next, product of two matrices. The transpose of product two matrices equal to Q transpose into P transpose. So from this property, we can say this is wrong statement only. We start with the last matrix, we move back for each variable transpose. So it is the correct statement is this. So therefore this is wrong. So finally, the first statement P is true and Q is false. P is true and Q is false. So it is a correct statement. Right? It is directly statements question. So we can choose the answer just by using the properties of transpose of sum of the two matrices, the transpose of product of two matrices only. Now let us move to the next question. If f of x equal to x cube minus 27x plus 4 in the closed interval 1 comma 6, then f of x has. It is a question from calculus part. It is a question from calculus. We are given the third order polynomial function, and according to the options, we check whether it is maximum or minimum or neither maximum or minimum, that is a point of inflection. So we check the function has maximum or minimum or not in this interval only. For this, we follow the maximum minimum method. According to that method, first we find the first order derivative, next second order derivative. Next we equate the first derivative to 0, we solve for x, which are the stationary points. At that stationary point, we check the second derivative is greater than 0, less than 0 or equal to 0. Based on that, we can set function has maximum or minimum like that. Now the given function is f of x, its derivative is f of x equal to x cube minus 27x plus 4 in closed interval 1 comma 6, which implies f dash of x equal to 3x square minus 27 and f double dash of x equal to 6x. Now consider the first derivative equal to 0. For obtaining the stationary points, f dash of x equal to 0, which implies this equal to 0, and this equation will satisfy 3x square minus 27 equal to 0. It will satisfy only for x equal to 3 comma minus 3. So these two are stationary points. The function has two stationary points, but out of two stationary points, we choose the values of x lying in this interval, because we are given the bound for x only. For this function, two stationary points exist. Out of two stationary points, only plus 3 is inside the interval, minus 3 is not inside the interval. So we check the function has maximum or minimum, neither maximum or minimum at this point in this interval only. So at this we check the second derivative is 0, not equal to 0, less than 0, greater than 0, like this only. At x equal to 3, f double dash of 3 equal to 6 into 3, that is plus 18. When it is greater than 0, the function will have minimum only. So the function will have minimum at x equal to 3 in the interval. Therefore, B is the correct answer. Now let us go to the next problem. Again, it is another question from linear algebra topic. Just we are given two matrices and we are asked to find the determinant of the product of these two matrices. First of all, the product AB is possible, and we check it on. It is a 2 by 3 matrix. It is a 3 by 2 matrix. Between these two, the product AB is possible, because number of columns of first matrix equal to number of rows of second matrix. So 2 by 3, 3 by 2, the output is 2 by 2 matrix. We can find the product AB. The resulting matrix is square matrix, because square we can find the determinant of that matrix on. Now the product AB equal to 2 by 2 matrix. The first element is given by the first row from the first matrix and first column from the second matrix. 2 into minus 2 plus 2, minus 2 plus 2 get cancelled. Next 4 into 1, that is 4. Next first row second column, 2 into 0 0, 1 into 3 3, 4 into 4 16, 16 plus 3 19. Next second row first column, minus 1 0 plus 3, minus 1 plus 3, that is 2. Next second row second column, 0 0, 3 into 4 12. Now it is a 2 by 2 matrix. For this 2 by 2 we require the determinant. Therefore determinant of AB equal to the product of diagonal minus product of non-diagonal. 4 into 48 minus 2 into 19 38. The difference of this is 10. This is the value of the determinant of the product of two matrices. Now this problem is completed. Now let us go to the next problem. Now it is a question from vectors, not vector calculus. It is a basics from the vector algebra. P equal to the vector I bar plus j bar plus k bar, Q equal to I bar plus 2j bar plus 3k bar, and R bar equal to 2I bar plus 3j bar plus 4k bar. Then which of the following statements is true or false? We check it. So this comes under multiple select questions. So more than one option also may be correct. Now we'll check one by one option. Now if you go through all these options, A bar, just like A bar cross B bar cross C bar, but the second statement is directly, it is a standard result. Using this standard result, we can check the first statement is also correct or not. This is just like A bar dot B bar cross, A bar cross B bar cross C bar. This is equal to A bar dot C bar into B bar minus A bar dot B bar into C bar. Now its result is this, and this is in the form of like this. It is a standard result. From this standard result we can say this is the correct statement, and using this we can check whether it is correct statement or not, because in place of this, in place of this, in place of this, we use this result and we write the resulting, and then we check sum of all this is equal to 0 bar or not. From this option A we can add the P bar dot R bar into Q bar plus P bar dot Q bar, minus into R bar. This is the resulting in place of this. Next in place of second one, Q bar dot P bar into R bar minus Q bar dot R bar into P bar. Next in place of third term we write the result R bar dot Q bar into P bar minus R bar dot P bar into Q bar. Option A. Now dot product is commutative, so A bar dot B bar equal to B bar dot A bar. Because of this commutative, P bar dot R bar is same as the R bar dot P bar. So this term and this term both will get cancelled. Again P bar dot Q bar into R bar, Q bar dot P bar, these two get cancelled. Again these two get cancelled. Finally sum of all this is 0 bar. So sum of all this is equal to 0 bar. Therefore from the option B, option A is also correct, because by using this result we are checking the sum is equal to 0 bar or not. Next, from the vectors identities we can say that, our vector properties we can set the cross product is not associative one. So therefore this is also wrong. Now we check R bar dot P bar dot Q bar equal to 0 or not. That is the product of these two, the cross product of the two vectors is the vector. Again between these two dot product is scalar. So we check this P bar cross Q bar dot R bar is 0 or not. So let us find the P bar dot Q bar with the given vectors I bar, J bar, K bar. Next P bar along the second row 1, 1, 1, Q bar along the third row 1, 2, 3. This is equal to. Now the cross product of two vectors is given by I bar into 3 minus 2, that is just I bar, J bar into 3 minus 1 minus 2 J bar. Next K bar into 2 minus 1 plus K bar. So it is a vector. Now we require the dot product of P bar cross Q bar. This is equal to this. Next dot product of these two vectors. R bar dot P bar cross Q bar. Between the two vectors dot product is 1 into 1. P bar dot P bar cross Q bar. R bar dot P bar cross Q bar. Here P bar is 1, 1, 1 and Q bar equal to 1, 2, 3. I bar into 3 minus 2 I bar minus J bar into 3 minus 2 2 J bar. Next K bar into 2 minus 1 this. Next R bar dot P bar cross Q bar. R bar is 1, 1, 1 and dot product 1 minus 2 1. 1 minus 2 plus 1 sum is 0, then this is true only. So finally options A, B, C are true only and the last option is wrong. Now let us go to the next problem. The value of the limit is, and it is directly the standard limit function, since limit extends to infinity of 1 plus a by x whole power x equal to. According to the standard limit, its limit value is directly e power a. The value of this limit is e power a. Now this is in the form of directly this. So L equal to limit extends to infinity of 1 plus 0.05 divided by x whole power x minus 1 equal to. Its value from this standard limit is e power 0.05 minus 1. Now after simplifying this, we get the value of this. With this problem, the today's class session is completed.